It's the 38th and final regular game season for the Conejo Oaks, the final game of the regular season for the Conejo Oaks as they host the San Diego Bombers here at George Sparky Anderson Field on the beautiful campus of California Lutheran University. It's great to have you with us. We welcome you up to our broadcast booth alongside Judo Kanyas. I'm Sammy Fawn, and this is the last chance the Oaks have to give themselves any chance of hosting as the 1 seed in the CCL playoffs. Now, the Oaks, they should be in the playoffs either way. They're currently right behind they're tied with the Orange County Riptide for first place, but you know, the Oaks and the Riptide both lost their respective games last night. The thing is, though, the Riptide and the Oaks have an even record, but the Riptide, they have beaten the Oaks 5 out of 6 times. So if the regular season ends with even records between the Oaks and the Riptide, then the Riptide would be the 1 seed. So this game is very important. The Oaks are hoping for a win today, and they're also hoping for a loss for the Riptide against the San Luis Obispo Blues, who the Oaks lost to last night in an 11-4 rout. It was a pretty brutal first 5 innings from what we saw last night as the San Luis Obispo Blues scored 9 runs in the first 5 innings at their home field at Sinsheimer Park. Beautiful park, I might add, with a great crowd and concourse, but today, stakes couldn't be higher for the Oaks at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, for the Oaks, you just focus on what is happening today on this diamond here at George Sparky Anderson Field. You get a win, and then you hope that that the Blues can help you. But right now, you got to worry about winning, because if you don't win this game, it doesn't really matter what happens in that game that's happening at 2 o'clock. But right now, the Oaks trying to get back into winning ways.
As we take you now to the field, leading off for the San Diego Bombers will be Lucas Bonham, the third baseman, and starting on the mound for the Oaks is Gabe Howard. As the first pitch is fouled back, well, we'll take you through the batting order for the San Diego Bombers. Lucas Bonham leading off at third. Thomas Williams is at short. Dylan Fishbow in center field. Jeremy Jones, the designated hitter. And he's followed by James Derflinger in right field as the 0-1, a swing and a miss. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Batting sixth for the Bombers is Aiden Harrison at second base. Griffin Zitko batting in the 7th spot. He recently committed to Stevens. Flynn Barnes 8th, and Blake Mitchell batting 9th and in left field. 0-2 is a fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the San Diego Bombers currently facing a 6-13 record on the season. Bombers second to last place, right in front of Philippines Baseball Group in the CCL South, as there's an off-speed that misses low and away, and Bonham is able to check his swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Conejo Oaks and the Orange County Riptide both a 23-13 record in the CCL South. As that one is muscled foul backwards, the count is even. 2-2 on Lucas Bonham getting the start at third base today.
Yeah, the Oaks going with their all-star arm and Gabe Howard on the mound today, making his first appearance since July 20th, now his 5th start of the season. So the Oaks understanding what type of game this is if they can win and the Riptide lose versus the Blues in that game at 2 o'clock up at Sinsheimer Park in SLO, California, it could seal a number 1 seed for back-to-back seasons for the Oaks, but certainly have to win this game outright.
There's a ground ball to third, and Tyler Hawley throws the first for the out. 1 gone, and the defense for the Conejo Oaks, Gabe Howard on the mound. Nolan Johnson is behind the dish. Devin Wilkes is at first. At second base is Jonah Dawson. Tyler Hawley at third base. Zach Mora at shortstop, and in the outfield from left to right, you've got Galloway in left field, Kendlinger in center field, and Danuitz in right. So there's 1 gone. And now the batter is Thomas Williams, the shortstop, as he lifts the first pitch in the air to shallow left field, and Jacob Galloway is there to make the catch. We saw Galloway in right field for the first time last night, but he's moved back to left field, his most usual outfield position.
Yeah, it was Jax Jimenez out in left field, who had quite the day out in left field, was able to make some plays, but overall, you go back to that 11-4 defeat where the Blues just jumped out top early. You said 9 runs in those first 5 innings. It was just complete domination. Then even their pitcher, Ryan Featherstone, their starter, who went 6 innings, just was pretty much held the Oaks to just 2 hits.
First pitch, Dylan Fishbow, the center fielder, gets a piece of it for a strike. The San Diego Bombers won against the MLB Academy Barons just last night as it looks at a strike on the outside corner. It was a 6-4 win for the Bombers, snapping a 2-game losing streak with losses against the Barons and the Blues previously. The 0-2. That one is fouled away. And the Bombers, their last win before yesterday was against the Santa Barbara Foresters on July 13th. That was a 2-1 win, a very close win there. The 0-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, so a 1-2-3 first inning for Gabe Howard. We will go to the bottom of the first inning. Stay tuned. We head now to the bottom of the first as the Oaks will come up to bat for the first time in the regular season. Starting on the mound for the San Diego Bombers for the final time in the regular season will be Will Sanford. Will Sanford, currently a rising sophomore at University of Oregon. He's 0-2 on the season. He's making his 5th start of the season. He has struck out 21 batters for the Bombers, has allowed 10 walks, 8 hits, a 4.76 ERA.
Yeah, we got 2 Oregon Ducks starting on the mound today, as Gabe Howard, also a rising sophomore at Eugene. So it's the battle of the Ducks on the mound.
Yeah, the Oaks facing very tough pitcher in Sanford. He leads the team in strikeouts, and leading things off for the Conejo Oaks is Tommy Kendlinger. We'll take you through the batting order for the Oaks. Kendlinger to lead off, Daniel at second, Galloway third. In the middle, it's Tyler Hawley, Nolan Johnson, Landon West, and to finish it off, Devin Wilkes, Zach Mora, and Jonah Dawson.
Yeah, Kendlinger just a tough day at the plate yesterday where he went 0 for 3 with 2 pop-outs to second base and a ground out to short, looking to get back to his usual self here on Sunday.
First pitch misses upstairs. Kendlinger able to check his swing. Yeah, Kendlinger has been the most typical leadoff hitter for the Oaks, but yeah, to your point, he went 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Kendlinger went around at that one, so the count is even at 1. Well, the Conejo Oaks, their last chance to get a win in the regular season, and the Oaks, they're destined for the playoffs, whatever happens today, as the Arroyo Seco Saints still 7 games behind the Oaks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendlinger looks at ball 2 upstairs, and in the CCL North, the San Luis Obispo Blues right on the tail of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, who are right behind the Sonoma Stompers. 2-1 pitch is a strike on the inside corner. It's an even 2-2 count on Tommy Kenlinger.
Yeah, I think where we saw just the Oaks batters struggle as a whole is a lot of them were going down in the count very quickly. I mean, Featherstone had great command of the strike zone for 6 innings, and for Oaks batters, they struggle sometimes with being down in the count. So trying to turn the tide here.
2-2 on the way to Kenlinger. Misses downstairs and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the Oaks really, for the first 5 or 6 innings, didn't have a whole lot of opportunities. For a while, they had their first hit in the 3rd inning and didn't get their second one until the 5th. 3-2. Swing and a miss. So Tommy Kenlinger goes down swinging for the first out. We'll take a look at the defense for the Bombers. Will Sanford on the mound. Griffin Zitko behind the plate. At first base is Flynn Barnes. Second base is Aiden Harrison. Lucas Bonham at third. Thomas Williams at short. And in the outfield from left to right, Blake Mitchell, Dylan Fishbow, and James Derflinger. And Jeremy Jones is the DH. So here is Lucas Danuitz. Danuitz looks at one low and outside. Danuitz came into the game later last night, took over defensively for Galloway, the right fielder.
Yeah, he was strong at the plate. He was 2 for 2 with an RBI that came in the 9th inning, but just a little too late for the Oaks after already being down 8 heading into that inning.
Misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, well, really the bulk of the nightmare of the game for the Oaks were those first 5 innings where they allowed 9 runs. And then when Spencer Kratt came in, he shut the door on the Blues through a couple of shutout innings. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Lucas Danuitz batting right in front of his former teammate Griffin Zitko, and I don't mean in the batting order. I mean Griffin Zitko is behind the plate while Danuitz is right next to him. Batting here is the 2-1 on the way from Will Sanford. Danuitz muscles one to shallow right center field, and coming on is the right fielder James Derflinger for out number 2.
Yeah, I think what's going to be very interesting, especially what we see in these first 3-4 innings, is just kind of how the Oaks come to play in those first 3-4 innings. I mean, it's a pretty quick turnaround that they're playing a game here at 1 p.m. on a Sunday. The bus back from SLO did not get back till midnight, and a lot of these guys don't all live in Thousand Oaks, California, and they had to get home. So, I mean, personally for me, I didn't get home till 1 a.m., and so for now you playing a game pretty much 8 hours, 9 hours later, having to get prepared for that, I think that'll be interesting to see how the Oaks, especially in these first 3-4 innings, come out to play.
First pitch to Jacob Galloway, pulled through the right side into right field for a base hit. So 1 pitch, 1 hit for Jacob Galloway as he gets the first hit of the game.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for Galloway, who also went 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk, just really struggled at the plate.
Well, here is Tyler Hawley, another guy who struggled at the plate yesterday, went 0 for 5, including hitting into a double play in the 8th inning. And if you recall, 2 days ago, Tyler Hawley hit into a miraculous double play that the Blues were able to turn, where he lined it off of the leg of Charlie Ferris, the pitcher. And the ball hit his leg square, went up in the air for Diego Murillo to make the catch and double up the runner at second, Nolan Johnson. So it's one of those 1 in a million plays. 1 ball, no strikes to Tyler Hawley with Jacob Galloway at first. Fastball high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Hollywell. Tyler Hawley, the leader for the Oaks in 2 different categories, RBIs and home runs. He's got 4 home runs on the season, 22 runs batted in. Ground ball to the left side, and it eats up Bonham and goes into left field. And so this inning will continue, and Hawley with a base hit to left as they recorded on the scoreboard. So it's 2 on with 2 outs.
Yeah, another guy that's trying to find his comfort back at the plate. That was his first hit in the last 16 at-bats. He's really trying to find his rhythm later on to this season. Had at one point a good hitting streak where he went 7 games with a hit, or 6 games with a hit, and then since kind of been on that slump, but just got his first hit in the 16 at-bats.
Misses low and outside to Nolan Johnson, getting the start as the catcher in today's game. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball that misses outside. It's 2-0. Well, last time we saw Nolan Johnson was 2 days ago against the San Luis Obispo Blues. He went 2 for 4 at the plate with 1 run scored. Did not see action in last night's game on the road against the Blues. That one is slapped foul to the right side. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Nolan Johnson.
Yeah, it's been 8 days since we've seen Johnson start behind the dish. Most recently, we've seen him at third base and first. But back versus the Waves last Saturday is last time we saw him catching.
2-1 on the way. Fouled backwards. It's now 2-2. Yeah, the San Diego Bombers and the San Diego Waves, 2 of the 3 affiliates in the CCL South, and they're teams that do not have a home stadium, so they have to travel. So all their games are on the road. And I'd have to imagine that makes you miss having home field advantage, especially when you start playing again in the spring. 2-2. Fastball misses downstairs. It's now a full count on Nolan Johnson.
Yeah, well, the Yokes certainly have good home field advantage at George Sparky Anderson. They're 19-7 at this field. Their struggles have come a lot on the road, like we saw last night.
3-2 pitch. Muscled in the air to left field. And making the catch out there is Blake Mitchell. So this inning is over. The Oaks get 2 hits, no runs, leave a couple stranded, and we head to the second inning. No score. We'll be right back. We now head to the second inning as the Bombers will come back up to the plate. It'll be the middle of the lineup due up. Jeremy Jones, Jafe Derflinger, and Aiden Harrison. It's great to have you with us. If you're just joining us, I'm Sammy Fawn alongside Jude O'Conyas, Gabe Howard, enters his second inning of work, and Jeremy Jones looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Well, Jeremy Jones, he is a rising sophomore at LA Pierce College from Porter Ranch, California. Batted .378 this past season as he looks at ball one. He had 1 home run for LA Pierce, knocked in 33 runs, played 39 games. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Gabe Howard, he's been a pretty consistently successful arm on the mound for the Conejo Oaks. Pitched 4 innings in his last appearance against the Riptide. He allowed 2 unearned runs as there's a shot back up the middle. It's cut off by Jonah Dawson, and that's all he can do.
Yeah, it's a strong play right there to the sliding backhanded grab by second baseman Dawson, not allowing it to get into center field. Obviously, it was going to be hard to make a play right there, but able to allow nothing else.
Does all he can there, so good piece of hitting by Jones. He's on with the Bombers' first hit of the day. That brings up James Derflinger, the right fielder, as he gets his first look against Gabe Howard. Well, these two teams both playing in their final regular season game today, right here, right now. First pitch, bunted to the left side. Howard picks it up with the backhand and throws to first for the out, and now heading to third, and out is Jeremy Jones. So what appeared to be intended to be a sacrifice bunt ends up being a double play with James Derflinger bunting it back to the mound. He gets out. He did his job, but Jeremy Jones got way too greedy on the bases.
Yeah, I'm going to imagine that one of the coaches in that dugout's going to have a conversation with him. I mean, he was fine to stay at second base. I mean, it was interesting. Wilkes kind of took a delay to throw to third base. I think he was thinking, what was Jeremy Jones doing, but able to make the throw in time. And certainly costly already for the Bombers.
First pitch is a strike to Aiden Harrison. Well, I think what Jeremy Jones saw there was that Tyler Holly was a few steps off the bag and thought he had a shot there. But he ends up running himself into an out. 0-1, misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Aiden Harrison. Well, those little mistakes are definitely going to be costly if the Oaks find themselves making those. For the Bombers, there's really not anything they can do from a postseason standpoint, because they are not in a position where they're going to make the playoffs, as that one is fouled back. And these are just standings right here. You see the top 3 teams in the CCL South, not including the Foresters because they're part of the NBC, are the Orange County Riptide, the Conejo Oaks, and the Arroyo Seco Saints. And the Saints are well behind the Oaks. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Howard deals. Misses down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Aiden Harrison.
Yeah, I would even say, I mean, obviously there's no postseason implications for the Bombers, but you want to finish the season strong, you know, show something for potentially next year. And I think right there with that type of base running, you know, you're down in the count, maybe a different thing.
There's a swing and a miss by Harrison, so he goes down via way of the K. And the Bombers are finished in their half of the second inning. We now head to the bottom of the second. Still no score at George Sparky Anderson Field. We now head to the bottom of the second inning. The Oaks will come up to bat, and leading off for the Oaks will be Landon West, who is the designated hitter in today's game. Well, yesterday, Landon West was the starting catcher for the Oaks. He was later pinch hit for by Anthony Thomas, who would walk twice. So Landon West getting his first looks on the day, the rising junior at Rice University. Fouls the first pitch straight back. Well, yesterday's day, Landon West went 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts against Ryan Featherstone. And got to give credit to Ryan Featherstone. He threw 6 shutout innings against the Oaks last night. He was dominant. Allowed just 2 hits. There's a fastball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, it was 2 hits through the first 5 innings. The Oaks are definitely looking to break out at the plate a lot sooner than they did last night. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Landon West, the returner from last season from the 2024 CCL champion Conejo Oaks. One, 2 on the way. Foul to the right side. It's still 1-2.
Yeah, the Oaks just allowed Slow to get in full control. I would even say in those first 3 innings when they scored 6 total runs, and especially when your batters aren't hitting well and the pitching had struggles pretty much since the second inning. It was a tough hole they had to pull themselves out of.
That pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And by the way, the San Luis Obispo Blues will be hosting the Orange County Riptide at 2 p.m., which is in a little over half an hour. So we will be updating you all meticulously on how that game is going, because it is important. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Landon West. Sanford delivers. Fastball just misses a little bit outside. It's a full count on West. Landon West, originally from Katy, Texas. A catcher and a first baseman and occasional DH, as he is today. Full count pitch. Another foul ball, and we will reset and do it again.
Yeah, the implications are if the Oaks are able to pull off a win here and the Riptide lose versus the Blues, the Oaks would then be the #1 seed, meaning they would have the off day on Tuesday and host the championship game in the South Division on Wednesday. Unfortunately, they can't end the season with the same record with the Riptide, just due to the fact the Riptide have a 5-1 head-to-head record.
Landon West takes ball 4 high and outside, so a leadoff walk for West. So he's on first to start the bottom of the second inning for the Oaks.
And it also, I mean, just kind of the history we've seen with the Oaks and the Riptide, just especially when the Oaks go on the road to Great Park, it's not great.
No, it has not. It is not living up to the name, at least for the Oaks. For the Riptide, yeah, sure, Great Park, but just have not seen much of any luck at Great Park, as Devin Wilkes swings and misses at that one for a strike. And, you know, to put that into perspective, each time they've gone to face the Riptide there, it's been a rout loss, as Wilkes takes the fastball high and upstairs. Yeah, I mean, you look back, Friday, June 20th, the first time the Riptide hosted the Oaks, 14-3 win for the Riptide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball misses high again. And then the second time the Riptide hosted the Oaks, an 11-3 win for the Riptide. And the final time the Riptide hosted the Oaks, 13-2 win.
Yeah, it's been a tough time every time they've gone down to Irvine, both on defense and offense.
Swung on and missed. The fastball outside. It's an even 2-2 count on Devin Wilkes.
I mean, the closest game we've seen have been 2 games away from that park. Most recently, it was just a 2-1 loss.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilkes fouls that one off. I will say, the one time the Oaks did win against the Riptide back on June 28th, the Oaks were the home team. It was at Ventura College. It was a 7-6 walk-off in 11 innings. All ended on a wild pitch. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, so Wilkes goes down via way of the K. It's the second strikeout of the day for Will Sanford, 2 down.
Yeah, got him to chase low and downstairs, something that Wilkes has struggled with at times, trying to chase pitches. Saw it right there as Sanford got him with the breaking ball.
So now Zach Mora steps to the plate with 1 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch on the way. Pop back foul, and it will go out of play for strike 1. Well, Zach Mora actually did all right at the plate yesterday. He went 1 for 4 with 1 RBI. His RBI was on a ground out back in the 7th inning. 0-1 misses in the dirt for ball 1, and he was most recently player of the game on Friday in the Oaks' walk-off 5-4 win against the San Luis Obispo Blues. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out and 1 on. The fastball misses a little bit outside, 2-1. And who did he talk to after the game?
Yeah, talked to Zach Moore. He was pretty ecstatic. I mean, anytime you get a game-winning, walk-off type of style like that, especially on kind of a crazy play, which has kind of been the story when it comes to the walk-off wins all season long for the Oaks, just doing it in peculiar ways. But this is now his 4th straight game starting at shortstop. He's filled in nicely at that post right there. Kind of now became the everyday guy. We haven't really seen Brady Hewitt in quite some time. So Zach Moore, and we saw Cade Falskin 5 games ago, but yeah, Zach Moore has held it down in the gap.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. West on first. Payoff pitch. In the dirt, West is taking off for second, and he will make it standing up. Well, West read that one perfectly as that ball dropped in front of Zitko, bounced several feet in front of him, and it's a great base running play if your catcher or DH or first baseman is able to make it to second on that.
Yeah, Landon West not known for his wheels, but using his brain right there and able to make the smart play and get to second.
Full count pitch. In the air to left field, that's going to get down for a base hit. West will come to the plate as Mora heads to second. He is safe as the ball gets away. It's 1-0 Oaks. Mora now heading to third, and he will make it standing up. So it's 1-0 Oaks on an RBI double by Zach Mora, who goes to third on the misplay at second base, and that's how the Oaks want to start off this game.
Yeah, no better way to do it. And Zach Moore with back-to-back RBIs in 2 different games. Certainly a great piece of hitting right there. Really hits it into the dead man zone right behind third base, kind of in that shallow left field, just along the left field line. And Landon West continues to show that speed at the back end to go through 2 bases to get home.
Brings up Jonah Dawson, who takes a fastball inside for a ball. Well, Oaks on top 1-0. Got a runner at third. The corners are in for the Bombers. The middle infielders are playing back, so a ground ball there would likely score a run. 1-0. Dawson fights that one off to the right side. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, we saw Dawson come in as a pinch hitter yesterday for Ethan Gonzalez. Came back in the 7th inning, was 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the 9th inning, and he was pretty upset about that one, especially just how late in the game and what the score was to even get hit.
Ground ball to short. Williams will throw to first as Zach Mora comes to the plate. So 2 outs. It is a 2-0 lead for the Conejo Oaks as Jonah Dawson drives home Zach Mora to make it 2-0.
Yeah, Dawson just returning the favor for Mora as Mora able just to go 90 feet home, and now it's a 2-0 ball game. So the Oaks really coming with a new life here in Sunday as they try to potentially clinch the #1 seed in the South Division.
Misses in the dirt for a ball, and Dawson with his 9th RBI. 1-0 to Tommy Kendlinger. Well, the Oaks, they're doing, at this point, what they can to create the best start for themselves. Kendlinger lines that one to right center field, and it is going to be over the head of James Derflinger in right field as he just now picks it up. Kendlinger heading to third. The throw to third is up the line, and it's a 2-out triple for Tommy Kendlinger. And the Oaks are not done here in the second.
Well, it only took 1 inning for the Oaks to wake up offensively. They've come in a pack here, as now that is the first triple of this game, and they continue to be aggressive with the first pitch right there. Tommy Kendlinger just showing off his chops after having a tough day at the plate yesterday. 0 for 3 now has his first hit in 2 games.
And his second triple of the season. Brings up now Lucas Danuitz, who had one of the better nights at the plate last night as he swings and misses at that one for a strike. And, you know, to reiterate, the Oaks, not only do the Oaks need to win today, but the Riptide would have to lose for the Oaks to be the 1 seed in the playoffs. Both have to be true. There's a swing and a miss. 2 swings and 2 misses. 0-2 on Lucas Danuitz. Well, you mentioned it before, but Danuitz at the plate went 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, including an RBI single in the 9th inning that gave the Oaks the last run they scored in last night's game. 0-2 is fouled straight back.
Yeah, it just goes back to what I was saying. I mean, it's good to see the Oaks coming out, being aggressive on early, just considering the short rest they have from yesterday's late night game, and now here on a matinee on a Sunday afternoon. They really not showing any skips.
No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. 0-2 is fouled off to the right side, 0-2. Well, I must say, Sinsheimer Park, not only a beautiful stadium, but just a great baseball organization, and they get huge crowds. I mean, certainly a phenomenal community building experience, and the entire concourse, all the seats were filled at the stadium. It was pretty spectacular. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. Danuitz goes down via way of the K. Strikeout number 3 for Sanford to end the second, but we now head to the 3rd inning. It's 2-0 Oaks. We will be right back. We now go to the top of the 3rd inning. Gabe Howard, another inning of work. He has faced the minimum 6 batters so far through 2 innings. So come on in the 3rd inning, and leading things off in the 3rd is Griffin Zitko, the starting catcher for the San Diego Bombers, a recent alumni of Cal Lutheran after 3 years on the baseball team. And I talked to him before today's game. He told me he recently committed to Stevens Institute of Technology for his master's degree and to play baseball for another year. As he rips that one foul to the left side, 0-1. Well, Griffin Zitko, he told me that he'll be rooming with some volleyball players come this academic year, which is funny because Cal-U men's volleyball has played Stevens Institute of Technology in the NCAA tournament. As Zitko looks at a ball downstairs, the Kingsmen, they beat Stevens Institute of Technology in the 2024 Final Four of the NCAA tournament in D3 men's volleyball. 1-1 is a strike on the outside corner. And what's interesting about Cal Lutheran men's volleyball program, they are the only SCIAC school to have a men's volleyball team. So they are an independent team. They travel quite extensively. So that one is fouled straight back. Their most frequent opponent is the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. And they have been one of the stronger programs coming up to their about almost 10 years old. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's lifted in the air to right center field. Moving to his left is Kenlinger. He makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, good range right there out in center field. Yeah, moving over to his left and the right center field to make the play.
It brings up Flynn Barnes, and yeah, that's just business as usual for Tommy Kenlinger. He's got that range. So Flynn Barnes, the first baseman for the San Diego Bombers, getting his first looks on the day. First pitch misses downstairs for a ball. Well, Flynn Barnes batting 167, the rising sophomore at Orange Coast College. He's 3 for 18 on the season, 3 RBIs. That one lifted in the air to right center field. Kenlinger again moving to his left to make a carbon copy catch of his last one. Boy, I gotta say, there's just something very satisfying about watching Kenlinger out there in center. Him in center could be a show on its own.
Yeah. We saw both. I mean, center fielder E.J. Royo yesterday made a beautiful diving grab for the Blues back in that first inning.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen quite some great center field play all summer long.
Chop backwards foul by the left fielder, Blake Mitchell. Yeah, certainly no shortage of great defense yesterday. Well, Blake Mitchell, originally from Fairview, Texas, fouls that one off to the left side. He's playing in his 4th game of the season. He has 2 hits. He's batting .250. 2 hits and 8 at-bats. 1 RBI. As Gabe Howard seems to be cruising pretty comfortably through his final start of the season, his 5th and final start, as that one misses upstairs.
Yeah, Blake Mitchell currently in the transfer portal after spending his freshman year at Spring Hill College.
Fouled away to the left side. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Blake Mitchell. Yeah, this San Diego Bombers team, 6-13 on the season. 1-2 is fouled off to the left side, so it's still 1-2 on Blake Mitchell. They currently about 6 games behind the MLB Academy Barons. 1-2. Misses in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gabe Howard has really just picked up where we saw him last versus the Philippines baseball group, where he threw a season-high 7 strikeouts. I'm sorry, that was versus the Riptide on July 20th. He went 4 innings.
Right back up the middle and through for a base hit. So Blake Mitchell on with a 2-out single. And Gabe Howard visibly frustrated that he didn't get that one. That was close to his glove, but that's a very tough play. Not much you can do about that.
Yeah, no, certainly not much you could do. I just think he was hoping that it was not the pitch he wanted and hoping to maybe retire the side. So now puts a base runner on with 2 outs.
All those little things that only really pitchers see. Lucas Bonham lines a base hit to left center field. Blake Mitchell will take a wide turn but hold at second. And so the Bombers have some business going. They've got 2 runners on via 2 hits with 2 outs in the third.
Yeah, back-to-back singles right there from Bonham and Mitchell. And now Nolan Johnson just coming over to reassure his pitcher, Gabe Howard, you know, just 2 hits. Just get this batter out.
Thomas Williams flew out to left field his first time up. Bombers with 2 on and 2 outs. This game, one far from over and certainly not out of reach for the Bombers. Misses in the dirt, knocked down by Nolan Johnson. But yeah, Gabe Howard was able to retire essentially the first 6 batters he faced. He got a very big double play in the second inning with help from some impulsive base running. As that one misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Thomas Williams. Looking to get the San Diego Bombers on the board here. Bombers with a trio of stars on each side of the jersey. A 2-0 is a strike on the inside corner. This is the 3rd time these 2 teams are facing each other this season. 3rd and final time. 3rd time's of charm, I might add. It could be potentially for the Bombers. It's now a 3-1 count on Williams.
Yeah, if you're the Hokies, you're not hoping for that.
A full count, or a 3-1 count, excuse me, on Thomas Williams with 2 on and 2 outs. Howard delivers. In the air to right center field, a long run for Kendlinger, and he is there to make the catch. So all 3 outs fall into the glove of Tommy Kendlinger. And the Bombers leave 2 runners on, but get nothing out of it. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-0 Oaks. We'll be back. After 2.5 innings, it's 2-0 Oaks, as the Oaks will get their 3rd trips to the plate total in this game, as Jacob Galloway will lead things off for the Oaks, the left fielder. Galloway, he singled his first time up in the 1st inning. The Oaks recorded 2 hits in the 1st inning, didn't score that inning, but they were able to score the following inning thanks to a walk and an RBI double and an RBI ground out. Got another hit after that. But Galloway gets his 2nd trip to the plate. First pitch from Sanford is a fastball strike on the outside corner. And we were talking about it during the break that Thomas Williams is related to Nathaniel Williams on the MLB Academy Barons. They're both from Huntington Beach and many other things in common, as there's a fastball outside, ball one.
Had to pull off my investigative journalism, put that cap on. But yeah, I mean, can't fully confirm, but I would say 99% sure.
1 ball and 1 strike. That one drops down and inside. It's now 2-1 on Jacob Galloway.
Yeah, Thomas Williams would be the older one. He's a senior at UT Rio Grande Valley. Spent his freshman season, or his first 2 years, at Santa Ana College.
Fouled straight back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Jacob Galloway.
Yeah, it just sucks that we saw Nate Johnson just go down as early as he did this season. Would have been fun to see the two brothers play a lot more. They only played 1 game together, really. I mean, that was the game that Nate Johnson injured his shoulder down versus the Barons pretty much early June. Didn't get to see that duo much, but at least saw it for 1 game.
Misses down and inside, and yeah, that's tough. Not only just not to have Nate Johnson in the lineup, but as for Nolan Johnson, as his brother, that's just brutal to see him go down with an injury. I mean, I know what that's like too. I was playing second, my brother was playing short. He took a chopper that just went straight off his chin. He had to get stitches. It was not great. As there's a fastball high and upstairs, it's a leadoff walk to Jacob Galloway.
Yeah, no injuries are good, especially stitches. That is not fun.
Yeah, Nate Johnson, if you don't know, up to this point, Nate Johnson just took a big swing mid at bat, and not sure exactly what it was, but he was just severely bothered by his shoulder after the swing.
Yeah, I'm no doctor, but I would think it would have had to do something with a dislocation.
Yeah.
But he's been with the team pretty much all summer, just hasn't really suited up to play.
He did get 1 home run in before he went down. So there's a fastball that hits the lower part of the zone. A strike to Tyler Holly, who singled his first time up. He had a sharp ground ball that just went right past the glove of Lucas Bonham at third. So runner at first, nobody out. A check on Galloway at first. He gets back safely. No balls and 1 strike to Tyler Holly, rising sophomore at Cal State Fullerton. And he swings through that one. It's now 0-2 on Tyler Holly. Well, Holly, he's gone deep 4 times this season, and twice it was against the Arroyo Seco Saints. So Holly behind, 0-2 with nobody out. Pitch on the way is fouled off by Holly, and we will reset and do it again. Well, the San Diego Bombers, as looking at this past week alone, we saw them drop a 10-3 loss to the San Luis Obispo Blues. So that one misses outside, and then saw them beat the MLB Academy Barons 6-4 4 days later. Final game of the season for both of these teams. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tyler Holly. And he muscles 1 foul, and we'll reset and do it again.
Yeah, the Oaks in early control of this one, up 2-0. Just about 7 minutes before first pitch between the Riptide and Blues.
Like I said, we will update you meticulously on that game, as that game serves of great importance for the Oaks depending on today's result, as Holly fouls that one off himself. Now, if the Oaks were to lose today, then it doesn't matter what happens in that game. At least not for the Oaks. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Tyler Holly. Oaks lead 2-0 as they scored 2 runs in the second inning. We've got 4 hits up to this point. Galloway on base for the second time today. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. So Tyler Hawley goes down swinging, and that is Sanford's 4th strikeout. 1 down.
Yeah, that fastball was just muscled right past Hawley on the outside corner, got him to chase. Seen a few 90s already from Sanford today.
Brings up Nolan Johnson now, the catcher for the Oaks. He flew out to left his first time up. Flies that one foul out of play. 0-1. Well, Nolan Johnson, a couple weeks ago, committed to Duke University after playing at University of Miami. Galloway at first with 1 out. That one is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. And Nolan Johnson, I got to say, since he's started this season, he's been a strong force at the plate. He's got 17 hits this season. As time is called at the plate. Oh, 0-2 on Nolan Johnson with Galloway at first and 1 out. Payoff pitch, chopper up the middle. Caught at second on a hop by Aiden Harrison as he stepped on second and threw to first for the double play. Right place, right time. It's a 4-3 double play, and we head now to the 4th inning. We're a third of the way done with this game. We'll be back. Top of the 4th inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field, and we've got a guest coming on. We've got one of our trackmen, Colin Mackey, joining us on the mic. How you doing, Colin?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Stoked to have you on. You're finally mic'd up.
Yeah, right?
Is that a good
talking
thing?
about it for a while. I'm glad we got it done.
Finally turned that dream into a reality as Gabe Howard enters his 4th inning of work. Dylan Fishbow swings and misses at that one for a strike now.
That was a great pitch.
Colin, what's it been like? What's the experience been like this summer, tracking those pitches and those velocities?
Yeah, no, it's been incredible. Got a good chance to work closely with David Solis and the rest of the coaching staff, and been able to just learn a ton from them every single day. Come in here, figure out how we can write our reports and what he wants to look for, and yeah, so it's just been incredible getting a chance to learn from those guys.
Yeah, you've kind of done kind of it all. I mean, I know TrackMan's kind of part of it, but you're also like a statistician in all of that, as Holly gets to play in first in time for the out. But I'm interested. Let the people know kind of what you do beyond just the Oaks. You're here this summer, but what have you kind of been doing that involves, this whole baseball and the stats?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back all the way to my high school playing days and then into college. Back in 2021, I was playing at Lehigh University, and was cut from that team and decided I was going to be a mechanical engineer. About 2 years of mechanical engineering, I realized, that was a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
Hey, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team.
He did, and look at him now.
Hey, man. There's still hope, I guess. But I ended up working as the bullpen catcher for the Lehigh softball team my last semester there. And kind of made me realize I wanted to be back on the field. And so I ended up transferring, went to University of San Francisco. I have about 2 years of school left there. And kind of took over as their bullpen catcher, and we're running their data analytics team. And getting a chance to work with that program at the Division I level in the West Coast Conference really kind of opened my eyes up to what's possible within this game off the field. So our bullpen coach over there is a Oaks alum, so he told me about the team, and so I figured I would come out here and see what else I can learn.
Yeah, coming back to another side of the field, what do you think has been one of the most rewarding experiences that you've gone through? What's something that you've loved to take away?
I think just kind of learning how to scout teams and how to create reports, how to write reports, and finding holes. Great play, by the way.
Yeah.
Finding holes in opponents, and how are we going to exploit that given what we know about our pitchers and the numbers that I'm looking at, and just really combining those two things, what I see on the field versus what I'm seeing on my laptop here.
Yeah, and actually, you almost kind of lead me to my question, because I'm super interested in this. I think, baseball saw the boom. Obviously, Billy Beane gets a lot of the credit, with the Athletics when they kind of brought statistics, and it was beyond just like, okay, this player is making this money, he should be on the field. I'm interested from your perspective, how do you almost, and I'll ask Liam this when he comes on the mic soon, how do you balance that? You talk about the play on the field, but then also reading these reports. How do you kind of balance that, especially when you're talking to the manager and it's like, okay, these are the numbers, but also we know he can do this?
Yeah, so when you look at TrackMan numbers, I always call it like tools in your tool belt. We're inundated with so much information about what every single pitch is doing, how every single pitch is coming off the barrel. And it's really just the trouble is, trying to find that balance between what am I going to pay attention to and what am I going to, see with my own eyes, right? If a pitcher's got great metrics, but, something's wrong with his delivery and, you might not be filling up the zone, then the numbers that I'm looking at don't matter. Mm-hmm. So especially for pitch on the pitching side, it's all just tools to the tool belt. You have all these numbers to look at. Not every single number is going to matter to every single pitcher. So it's just about what do you want to look at? Like, how are you going to build your pitch shapes, and what kind of pitcher do you want to be? And then with that, what tools can I add to my belt from what we're getting from our TrackMan?
Yeah, how do those numbers sort of translate into the discussions with you and the team and coaches as far as, what plans are to utilize different pitchers?
So at least especially when we're writing reports for hitters, we're really just trying to describe to them what every single pitch is going to look like, so that when they come up to the plate, they already have an idea of what his fastball looks like. How quickly is it going to get on me? Is it going to ride or almost have that effect of rising in the zone, or is it going to be a bigger sinker, and how much is that pitch going to move? on the pitching side, you're really just kind of using those numbers to understand how much it's moving. It was a great pitch, great piece of hitting there.
Yeah, great hit up
Both
the middle
ways.
by Hayden
You can
Harrison.
take my job.
Yeah, he's eating.
But when you look for, kind of, you're doing this with the Oaks this summer, you're going back to USF this fall and then the spring with the team this year. What do you kind of see for yourself? I know it's a crazy question to ask, but next 5 years, kind of where do you see yourself, especially in this kind of world?
Yeah, so I'm kind of in that in between of whether or not I want to go down the player development route or stay in data analytics. I know for a fact that I want to be working in an organization. I think if I go the coaching route, I would want to stay in college and stay in the college game. But at least in the next 5 years, I'm looking, for a job and for an income.
Yeah.
That is probably going to lead me to an organization and helping out however I can.
So there's a pop-up.
That might be trouble.
Could be. And then nobody gets it.
Yeah, 4 Oaks, no out.
Tough one there. I think he lost in the sun. But yeah, hopefully I'm working for an organization somewhere along the line. And I mean, in the immediate, just, continuing to learn as much as I can about this game. I've been around this game for a long time, but I probably don't even know half of what's out there to learn.
Absolutely. Any dream organizations in mind, teams?
Oh, absolutely would love to work for the Dodgers, but
Oh, yeah.
frankly, it'll mostly come down to who offers a job.
It's always a good goal to work towards.
Yeah.
Yeah, always good goals to strive for bigger goals. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count on Griffin Zitko.
And so lastly, what got you into baseball? Was there, maybe your dad or someone growing up, who got you into baseball, and how did that love kind of blossom?
That's a really good question. I think it was really just my brother, my older brother. He started playing Little League when he was playing Little League when I was when I was like a toddler, and I would go to his games, watch him play, and all of a sudden he started creating that itch in me that wanted to be around this game forever. And I can't tell you an exact moment in time where I was like, oof, what a pitch. Where I was like, I need to be around this game, but it's just my brother really kind of created that love for me.
Love it. Yeah, well, Colin, thank you so much for joining us on the mic. It's been great having you.
Thanks for having me
We'll think
on.
about if we want you back on, but appreciate it.
Of course.
We head
Thanks,
to
guys.
the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Oaks. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning now, and the Bombers have a new pitcher, Colton Dahl, on the mound, a rising junior at Santa Barbara City College, making his 5th pitching appearance of the season. He's got a 3.37 ERA as he delivers a ball downstairs to Landon West. Colton Dahl, right-handed pitcher from Trabuco Canyon, California. So Will Sanford's day is done. He goes 3 innings, allows 2 runs as West chops it to short, and Williams takes care of him at first for the out.
You know, I liked Colin coming on the mic. It was a good time to have him for the final game. I like tools in the tool bag, or tool belt. Tool belt, tools in the tool belt. I think it's very true. I mean, me and you, Sammy, doing a lot of learning, just like Colin doing a lot of learning.
Yeah, we learn from each other, right? Yeah. Great to have Colin on, and we should have Liam Bowen on, our other trackman, on soon. As there's a swing and a miss from Devin Wilkes. Wilkes was a strikeout victim his first time up. Devin Wilkes, he has 2 home runs on the season as he misses that one as well. No balls and 2 strikes. And he hit his first home run of the season way back on June 8th against the San Diego Bombers. Wilkes went around, so he goes down on 3 pitches for the second out.
Yeah, that was just a not great at bat right there by Wilkes, just kind of chasing everything.
Yeah, that was definitely an oops swing. As Zach Mora steps to the plate, Mora responsible for the first run that the Oaks scored, had an RBI double back in the 2nd inning.
All right, well, give you a quick update. The Riptide already up 1-0 in the top of the first versus the Blues.
1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, certainly a very important game to keep track of alongside with this one. That one misses way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And the Orange County Riptide and the Conejo Oaks neck and neck. Now it is only the top of the first at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo, so still far from over. Misses outside, 3 balls and no strikes. And unless this turns out to be a crazy game, this game should be over well before the Riptide and the Blues game.
Yeah, we're already in the 4th inning.
Misses outside ball 4. Although I will say, with this being a 1 p.m. game, there is still plenty of daylight left in the day, so it's not like they wouldn't have time for a crazy game.
Yeah, no, certainly.
So that now brings up Jonah Dawson, who drove home a run with a ground out his last time up. He gets his first at bat here against Colton Dahl. 2 outs. Muscles that one foul to the right side, 0-1, and I see a couple of people, looks like a dad and his son, walking out there, and I would love to just advise them to beware. A foul ball could go there at any time. They are in front of the protective screen, not behind it. There's a check on Zach Moore at first.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I mean,
I don't either.
We saw a woman with children over there playing a few games ago, and I mean, there's literally nothing there. I mean, you have a better view from the game in these stands.
Exactly, yeah, and it's also a bit of a tight space behind the dugout and in front of the screen to go there. I mean, yeah, there's some nature there, but screen is there for a reason.
If you count dirt nature.
Misses in the dirt, heading to second, Zach Mora. He'll be there standing up as Zitko could not pick it up on time. Well, that's the second time that a pass ball to Zitko's name has allowed a runner to get to second. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count on Jonah Dawson, the rising junior at Cal Lutheran. He's batting right next to his teammate Griffin Zitko, his former teammate, I should say. Misses outside as Griffin Zitko has recently announced his commitment to Stevens Institute of Technology. 3 balls and 1 strike on Jonah Dawson. Check swing and misses outside, and Dawson did not go, so He's at first with a 2-out walk. That's back-to-back walks here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, he held his swing back pretty well right there not to get that strike called. It's now his 7th walk of the season. Puts 2 on for the Oaks. So a now visit from the Bombers dugout.
Yeah, Dahl, he's retired the first 2 batters of this inning, but a couple of walks, and that was something, that was definitely a hurting factor for the Oaks in last night's game. We go back to that bottom of the 2nd inning, or it was when Cody Carson, he had by far his best start to an inning in the 2nd inning as he had retired the first 2 batters, but then it was a 2-out walk that led to ultimately 2 runs. So this visit will come to be broken up as with 2 outs, Tommy Kendlinger stands in there with Zach Mora at 2nd and Jonah Dawson at 1st. So Tommy Kendlinger steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a triple his last time up. First pitch. Misses down and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Oaks, they've had 3 walk-off wins this season, and Kendlinger responsible for one of those walk-off hits. Actually, really the only walk-off hit among them. This is downstairs. Going to 3rd now is Zach Mora. So the 3rd pass ball of this game allowed by Griffin Zitko allows Mora to go to 3rd with 2 outs. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Tommy Kendlinger. A strike on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now puts the Oaks 90 feet away from scoring their 3rd run of the day.
2-1 on the way. In the air to right center field, that's going to get down for a base hit. In to score is Mora. Heading to 3rd is Dawson. And it's now 3-0 Oaks on an RBI single by Tommy Kendlinger.
Yeah, just strong piece of hitting right there as Tommy Kendlinger collects now his 26th hit of the season. It's now back-to-back hits. Saw him hit a triple back in the 2nd. He's able to line that one into the right field center gap. It's now 3-0 Oaks.
Now brings up Lucas Danuitz, and there are now, as the first pitch is downstairs, there are now 3 current or former Kowloon baseball players on the field. You've got Lucas Danuitz at the plate, Griffin Zitko behind the dish for the Bombers, and Jonah Dawson at 3rd. They know this ballpark all too well. 1-0. There's a line drive, base hit to left center field. That'll plate Dawson. Kendlinger goes to 3rd. He will make it standing up, and it's now 4-0 Oaks on an RBI single by Lucas Danuitz.
Yeah, back-to-back RBI singles for Danuitz and Kendlinger. Puts runners back at the corners and another run on the board. Well, Danuitz just knows this park just a tad better as he gets that RBI for now, his 13th of the season.
Now brings up Jacob Galloway, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. And the Oaks with a couple of 2-out runs, as every base runner has been with 2 outs. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, no balls, and 1 strike on Jacob Galloway. So Kendlinger at 3rd, Danuitz at 1st, great speed on the bases. Off goes Danuitz, as that one is fouled off by Jacob Galloway. It's now an 0-2 count. Well, in terms of base running, Lucas Danuitz has 2 stolen bases on the season so far. He's only been caught once. The 0-2. Misses downstairs for ball 1. It's now a 1-2 count on Galloway. On deck for the Oaks is Tyler Hawley. So it's 1-2 with 2 outs. Kenlinger and Danuitz, the base runners. 1-2. There goes Danuitz. That one is ripped into right field for a base hit. Kenlinger scores. Danuitz goes to third. 3 consecutive RBI singles for the Oaks has made it a 5-0 game as Jacob Galloway gets his second hit of the day.
Well, the rich get richer, and that's what the Oaks have done so far right here. It's now a 5-0 ball game, and for Colton Dahl, it's now a game high of runs allowed. He's now allowed 3 runs just in this inning. He's gone a third, 2/3 of an inning here. In his most recent appearance versus the Blues on July 22nd, he gave up 2 runs with both being earned. So he's now given up 3 runs with all 3 being earned.
There's a slider strike to Tyler Hawley. Yeah, Oaks are blowing it open here in the 4th inning. And looking to end the regular season on a high after a frustrating loss last night. And really after 3 frustrating losses to the Orange County Riptide. And that's just 3 of the 5 losses that the Oaks have had against Orange County.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating week. I mean, they're 1-3 on the week, just their 1 win coming versus the Blues in walk-off fashion on Friday.
There goes Galloway, a chopper to the right side, and Dahl will underhand toss to first to end the inning, but not before 3 runs score, courtesy of 2 walks to start it off with 2 outs, and then 3 consecutive RBI singles. We now head to the 5th inning, 5-0 Oaks. We'll be right back. We now head to the 5th inning as the Oaks have a commanding 5-0 lead over the San Diego Bombers. Bombers will come up to bat. And it's going to be Flynn Barnes leading things off for the Bombers, the first baseman. He flew out to center field his first time up back in the 3rd inning. And a fastball inside buzzes him 1-0. Well, Gabe Howard enters his 5th inning of work on the day. His game high of innings is 5. Came on July 10th against the San Francisco Seagulls as that one's blooped to right field. That's going to drop in fair for a base hit. So Flynn Barnes gets things started for the Bombers with a leadoff single here in the 5th.
Yeah, just 3 strikeouts on the day for Howard, but it's been a combination of Howard on the mound and defensively Guys making the plays when they need to be. But a lead-off hit right there for the Bombers.
Blake Mitchell now steps to the plate. He singled his first time up back in the third inning. He lays down a bunt, and it goes foul into the right-handed batter's box. So no balls and 1 strike. The count to Blake Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell just joined the team back on July 18th. Played his first game versus the Barons, where he had 3 at-bats, 1 run, a walk, and a strikeout. Has just played 3 games this season. Has a season high of 2, or game high of 2 hits. Most recently versus the Barons last night.
And they pick off Flynn Barnes at first base. So the Bombers struggling to catch breaks.
Yeah, it's just been tough all around. We've seen a little bit of lazy base running and just awareness on the bags. Saw it earlier with Jeremy Jones when he tried to go to third off a beautiful sacrifice bunt that would have at least moved over a batter.
It's a strike on the inside corner. So no balls and 1 strike. The count to Blake Mitchell. Mitchell takes a high fastball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Oaks finding their breaks and certainly helps Howard and boosts his confidence on the mound. Here is 2-1 pitch. Mitchell takes one low and inside. It's now 3-1. Still 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
Now a discussion between...
It is a 2-2 count on Blake Mitchell. We apologize. Looks like everybody had the count mixed up. 2-2 pitch from Gabe Howard. Swing and a miss. Well, Gabe Howard collects his 4th strikeout of the day. 2 down.
Yeah, that ended up helping Howard as he just had to get 1 strike and not 2. It does so right there.
So now with 2 outs, it brings up Lucas Bonham, the 3rd baseman. Bonham 1 for 2 on the day. He's singled his last time up. 2 outs now in the 5th inning. Misses in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes on Bonham. Well, the Conejo Oaks, they're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs at this point, but it just comes down to whether there'll be the 2 seed or the 1 seed. Fastball down and in for ball 2. It is still, in San Luis Obispo, it is still 1-0 Riptide. It's now in the 2nd inning of that game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how the coaching staff goes about who's pitching. I think that's going to be the key, especially if, you play a team like the Riptide, who have just been dominant with their bats when they've played versus the Oaks.
3 balls and no strikes. Howard deals. Fastball right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Lucas Bonham.
I would really have to imagine we see Charlie Decker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was terrific in the 7 innings that he went, or 6 innings he went versus the Riptide on Tuesday.
That one is fouled away to make the count full, and yeah, and I'd have to imagine that's tough for Decker too. I mean, the Riptide and a 2-1 loss on Wednesday for the Oaks, as there's a base hit to right field by Lucas Bonham. That would be his 2nd hit of the day.
Yeah, a little extra emotion on the mound after Gabe Howard saw that one just go past the glove of Dawson into right field.
The San Diego Bombers now with 7 total hits on the day. They have yet to get onto the scoreboard. Thomas Williams steps to the plate. First pitch, a ground ball to second base. Dawson, underhand toss to Zach Mora for the force to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 guy picked off. So we head now to the bottom of the 5th as we are about halfway through this game. We'll be back. Oaks will come up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nolan Johnson will lead things off. Colton Dahl in his 2nd inning of work as he throws fastball outside. 1-0. Well, we saw Colton Dahl come in the bottom of the 4th inning. He allowed 3 runs as Johnson rips a base hit right back up the middle to lead things off for the Oaks in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, strong piece of hitting, a frozen rope down the middle. It's a leadoff single to get things started for the Oaks, who already with a commanding 5-0 lead, but looking to add more. But at this point, you're more focused, not more focused, but your eyes have turned to the Riptide and Blues, just hoping the Blues can pull one through.
Brings up Landon West. It's 0 for 1 with a walk as he looks at a fastball strike on the upper inner part of the zone. Well, yeah, you go back to last inning, all those runs for the Oaks were followed by 2 walks allowed by Colton Dahl. Here's the 0-1. Check swing, and Landon West, they say he went around. So it's now 0-2. Oaks do have a 5-0 lead. They're doing what they can to pull out in front of the Bombers, and if they win this game, they'll just have to rely on the chance of the Blues pulling off a win against the Riptide today, as that one misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like those final weeks in an NFL season or MLB season.
There goes Johnson, throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base for Nolan Johnson, and that would be his 3rd of the season. So on the strikeout as West goes down swinging. Brings up Devin Wilkes, who has gone down via way of the K twice today. So Nolan Johnson at second base with 1 out. Chopped right back up the middle. Aiden Harrison throws to first in time for the out. Wilkes does his job. He moves Johnson over to third.
Yeah, second baseman Harrison just thought about potentially making the throw over to third base, but was able to set his feet and make a good throw at first to get the out.
Now brings up Zach Mora, the shortstop for the Conejo Oaks. Mora is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. had an RBI double back in the second inning. Looks at a strike that just drops in there. No balls and 1 strike. Zach Mora, one of the Westmont Baseball College players on the Conejo Oaks. The 0-1, a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Colton Dahl looking to rebound from his rough 4th inning.
Yeah, well, Moore will end this season, no matter what, on his 7-game hitting streak. Picked up a hit in the second inning to make it 7 straight games.
In the dirt, it's now 1-2 on Zach Mora.
And he's really come alive in this back half of the season, especially just someone who's routinely kind of the bottom of the order, someone in the cleanup spot. He's made both nice plays offensively and at short.
Swing and a miss, so inning is over. Colton Dahl with a shutout frame in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 5-0 Oaks heading into the 6th. We will be right back. Stay tuned. Five innings in the books as the Bombers come up to bat against Gabe Howard in his 6th inning of work. And if Howard gets even 1 out in this inning, that would be a new season high in innings pitched for him.
Yeah, I mean, keep the guy that got the hot arm on the mound right now. He's been effective.
Fastball misses downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Dylan Fishbow, the center fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout and a ground out. 1-0. That one is lined and caught by Zach Mora at short. Nice, very, very beautiful play by Mora as he did a little almost 20-degree angle shift to his right.
Yeah, just anticipated the ball really nicely off the bat of Fishbow and able to get the out. Another great play by Mora, who's continuing to shine at short.
Jeremy Jones at the plate. He is 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of singles. He swings and misses at that one for a strike, nothing in 1. And well, we saw Jeremy Jones single to start the 2nd inning, and that could have been a rally for the San Diego Bombers, but on what should have been a sac bunt by Derflinger, he got greedy and tried to take an extra base. There's a swing and a miss, no balls and 2 strikes to Jones.
Yeah, been that type of day for the Bombers. Whole lot of questions, no answers. They've just struggled at the plate. I mean, it's tough when Gabe Howard, he's just had another great day on the mound. probably given up a few more hits than he would like to in his mind, but for the most, I mean, he shut them out and threw 5 innings. So outside of the 7 hits he's allowed, really no offense for the Bombers.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Jeremy Jones. Pitch on the way. Misses downstairs. It's an even 2-2 count on Jones. Hey, Gabe Howard, he is finishing the season on a high note. That's what he aims to do. Misses downstairs. It's a full count now on Jeremy Jones. Nolan Johnson was about ready to throw it down to third as part of that post-strikeout ritual, but instead it's ball 3. Full count on Jones. Howard deals. And Jones slaps that one foul to the left side. It's still 3-2.
Yeah, just able to get a piece of that fastball at 90 miles per hour right there by Howard. Has given Bomber batters some fits today.
Three-two pitch. Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. 2 gone.
Just a nasty slider right there from Howard. Goes off speed to get the outside corner. First time we've seen him freeze someone.
His 5th strikeout of the day.
That'd be the 2nd time he's frozen a batter.
And now that brings up James Derflinger, the right fielder, who is 0 for 2 on the day. There's 2 outs. And he looks at a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 to Derflinger. 2 outs in the 6th inning. Oaks with a 5-0 lead in the final game of the regular season for both of these squads. Another off-speed strike, basically the same pitch, just a different location. 0-2 now on Derflinger with 2 outs. Oh, 2 on the way. A swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt, and Derflinger will not even bother to run down as Johnson tags him out. Gabe Howard, his 6th strikeout. Incredible performance by Howard as he throws 6 shutout innings. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-0 Oaks. Stay tuned. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-0 Oaks, and we are joined by our other trackman, Liam Bowen. Liam, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Our pleasure as Jonah Dawson lead things off in the bottom of the 6th. He takes the ball downstairs now. Liam, another one of our trackmen, tell us, what has your experience been like interning for the Oaks this summer and to work alongside Colin?
Oh, it's been awesome. Colin's been great. Colin's a great intern to work with. Sorry, I'm watching this play here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I watched it. He dropped it right there. Look at that. Great start. No, it's been great. It's a great experience out here. I kind of been lacking in my resume a little bit this with the team experience, working with data, working with creating reports that we've been creating with spray charts and just in general ideas about like how to attack certain hitters or pitchers. That's something I never really have done, so it was great to be able to start doing that here.
What would you say right now is your just baseball background? And honestly, no. Let me rephrase. What got you into baseball, first of all?
Like I was say, my baseball background is I played for 15 years. What got me in? I mean, my dad. When I was little, my dad was the one who signed me up for t-ball, and from there, I fell in love with baseball. Let's see. Can we score here?
I believe they can.
Maybe I'm good luck here with all these errors.
Yeah, we might need to bring you on. When Colin was up, you know, there was nothing. There was no excitement. And now, you know, Liam, we might got to keep you on for another inning.
I mean, if it keeps up like this, I'll stay on.
We might need to bring you on when we play the Riptide. That's actually when we really
that
might need you.
big, yeah.
Yeah, that would be significant.
But no, back to that question. My dad got me into it. He signed me up for t-ball, fell in love with it. He coached me for 7 years, all the way up until like the Cooperstown trip in New York. So that was a big part of my childhood. It was just driving hours to games with him and being able to play for him, and it just got me falling in love with the game.
So what has turned you now to the side of, you played for 15 years, but now what has kind of turned you aside? I know, I mean, for anyone, it's like you don't want to give up a sport, but what has now turned you to?
It's a little similar to what Colin had. So I got cut. I was at Occidental College. I was a pitcher there. Following the COVID year, I got cut, and then I was given the opportunity by the coaches. They said, "We love you here. We just don't have a roster spot. We would like to have you on as a student manager." And you'd work with do pitching analytics for us. You'd work with a different machine from TrackMan called Rapsodo, which pretty much does close to the same stuff. They brought me on for that. I did 2 years with that, and from there, that was kind of my test of, do I want to stay with baseball? I love the sport. I can't really see myself away from it. But do I really actually want to do that as a career? And that was kind of the test. And from that, I was really excited to be out with the team, even if I'm not playing. And from there, I've been trying to stay with that.
Yeah, how do you think that working on the non-playing side of baseball has helped you develop and just grow as a person?
Yeah, I mean, it's helped me a little bit be more responsible and a little bit more proactive, because it's kind of cutthroat getting into baseball in this sort of sense, working behind a camera, behind a computer, not necessarily on the field. It's very cutthroat. You gotta know a lot of stuff. You gotta have connections, of course. And a lot of times, what I've noticed is that you need to have this relationship with coaches where you can be able to translate not only information that's on the screen to the coaches and to the players, because they're kind of not as worried about that. They're worried more about hitting the ball hard or whatever. So it's kind of this translation game, and a lot of professional organizations, they look at that. They want to see that you know how to work with the coach, whether that's through you coach someone yourself or just a lot of experience in this realm.
Boy, one break after another happening for the Oaks with you, but
we're keeping you on.
I know.
Yeah, we're totally keeping you on. Colin, you're done.
So Liam, are you continuing your education? What tell us about what you're doing outside of the Oaks?
So right now I'm in a master's program at Vanderbilt, pursuing a master's in data science. Kind of just did that. I was a computer science background from my undergrad. I wanted to get more into the statistical and just data analytics realm, and this was my best shot with that. It was data science, and Vanderbilt's where I fell in love with and ended up there. Got one more year there, but love the city, love Nashville. It's great to watch a really strong program there grow. Helps that the other sports are getting big too. Basketball made the tournament this year. Football won their bowl game.
You beat Alabama.
I was at that. I was at that game. It was a great experience.
Yeah,
loved it.
Let me ask, how was the barbecue in Nashville?
I mean, okay, I think it's way better than here, but there are very polarizing opinions. I've offended a couple Texans by trying to compare it to Texas. Not necessarily saying like, oh, it's better than Texas or anything. Just by mere mentioning them in the same sentence, I have upset some Texans.
Texas thinks that they're their own country, so you know they take everything offense.
But the barbecue is great. I got a couple good spots that are close by my apartment, and for me, it's really easy to get around. I don't have to ever touch the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a big difference from living here in LA.
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
touch 8 freeways to get everywhere.
Even to get to our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three for me.
Well, I know you haven't been in that field, the data side of baseball for that long. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, like in the time that you have you seen parts of it evolve? And I'm curious more on like, is there a side that AI has kind of come in and you've been able to use stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, every team is using it or should be using it at this point.
Yeah.
My program is really big on the influence of AI and actually using AI.
Okay.
We're actually told that like AI is a big part of this. You should be not using ChatGPT to complete your assignments completely, but you should be
For research.
using it as guidance and using it as research because it's a
support.
really strong tool for that. And the same can apply to here. It really helps too with, like, say with this TrackMan data, we get just a boatload of data. You could just throw it into ChatGPT and say, I would like a report that looks at our most effective hitters with exit velocity or whatever it may be, and it maybe will take 60 seconds. It'll spit something out. If you don't like it, you keep just running it back saying, I would like it to look more like this. And it helps so much with visualizations. Coaches will love it with that sort of sense too, because pictures help for everyone with that. They don't want to look at these big graphs or big tables with all these numbers. They really want to look at a really simple bar chart or something like that will give them the information they need in about 5 seconds.
And the useful information, because there's so much of that
There's so much information that's regurgitated and just all in all really useless depending on your philosophy. And it's all about just getting the right information forward to help highlight what players need to grow.
Yeah, going off of that, Colin talked about it. How do you think that those charts and that data tells the story of, who's shining and, how players are doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll touch on one player because this is a guy I grew up with. He played with my brother for, I want to say, 8 years, Charlie Decker. So Charlie Decker, I've known him forever, but at the start of the summer, his changeup obviously was a great pitch, but at a certain point, this wasn't through us, but it was talking with another coach that he's got, looking at the same numbers we were looking at. They made a slight tweak to a couple of his pitch grips, and all of a sudden his changeup was probably the best on the team. And I think it was probably about the halfway point of the summer here, and he just turned a new leaf and became a much better pitcher in my mind, and we've seen him go deep into games almost every time.
Well, he had a season-high 9 strikeouts last time we saw him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's certainly been impressive. He's been kind of that ace for the Oaks. But I guess that kind of goes to you have to find the balance between when you want to change technique, but also use the statistics to, balance that as well.
Yeah, it's a whole game because hitters too, or just players in general, will vary on how much they really want to look at this stuff. Some guys will say, don't even show me it. I don't want to know what my batting average is. I don't want to know how good I hit fastballs or whatever. I just want to go up there with my approach and try and hit the ball hard. And other guys will say, please tell me everything. I want to know exactly what's wrong with my fastball. Why is my fastball, it seems like it's getting hit more than other pitches. What can I do to improve that? And it just will vary. It depends on the person.
What is that, with the players, but also just the coaching, what is the kind of that, I asked Colin about, but just kind of learning from guys like Coach David Solis, who's been at it for pretty much since we've all been alive. So, and you have other guys like Scott Radinsky, who was an MLB pitcher. What is it just talking and learning from those guys?
Yeah, it's been great. Solis is awesome. It's really helpful because he's got a good philosophy for how to manage a team, and he's got really good ideas for how to improve hitters. We see Wilkes on deck right now. Wilkes was a big one that he worked with this summer that we helped put some reports together for. Wilkes, I mean, you've noticed it. You've mentioned it on the broadcast. I've heard you. The first pitch swinging for him. Is he all right there?
That was right in his
spine.
back. Yeah, just where that 4 of this 44 is. Oof.
But yeah,
you don't miss that part, do you?
No.
No.
That's the one thing I don't miss is the bruises. And then the sore arm, the icing, all that. But Wilkes was a guy, he swung 70% of the time first pitch. Kind of a ridiculous number when you think about it. And it was really a big emphasis point for Solis to try and work on that and work on getting Wilkes ready for college, because once he gets there, it's a whole different animal, and teams are just going to abuse the weaknesses in your at-bats, the weaknesses in your swing, and the weakness for him was how aggressive he was first pitch. And then his batting average is just going to drop because he's going to be in an 0-1, 0-2 hole every time, getting the pitcher's best pitch out there.
Yeah, it causes you to get in your head more, and the numbers tell that story. Well, we'll have a pitching change. Liam, thank you so much for joining us on the
Before
mic.
you go, you are a good luck charm. I want Colin to hear this. Like, we need you back on
I don't
the
think
broadcast.
Colin's very happy with you saying this much here. He doesn't look happy over there.
We got 2 runs in the 6th inning while you've been on the broadcast.
What inning was he on?
He was on.
It was in the top of the
4th. To be fair,
they didn't score. I'm going to give Colin the help here.
I'll
They
give
did
him
not
the
score.
break. I'll give him the break. Just give him a good time. But
He didn't get a chance with the offensive side, but yeah, I appreciate being on.
Thank you, Liam. We got a pitching change. We'll step aside for a moment. So Colton Dahl's day is done. He has allowed 2 runs so far in the 6th inning, and he leaves a mess on base for Trevor Morgan, who deals the first pitch ball to Devin Wilkes. Well, Colton Dahl ends up going 2 2/3, allows 5 runs so far, but every runner on base still belongs to his name. 1 ball and no strikes. Wilkes bounces to the right side. Nice scoop by Flynn Barnes, who's able to hang on and get the 3rd out. So Trevor Morgan throws 2 pitches and gets out of the inning with no further damage. We will head to now the 7th inning. Stay tuned. We head now to the 7th inning. Gabe Howard's day is done. He pitched outstanding today, 6 shutout innings, struck out 7 batters, and he yields way to Regan Gale. Regan Gale making his 10th pitching appearance of the season. He's 2-0, has 1 save, has struck out 13 batters as first pitch is fouled straight back by Aiden Harrison. Well, Regan Gale, one of the Westmont College players, also a returner from 2024 season, part of that championship team. No balls and 1 strike to Aiden Harrison. Pitch, check swing, and Harrison went around for strike 2.
Yeah, Gale now in his 2nd summer with the Oaks. Made no playoff appearances in their championship run, but had pitched 13 1/3 innings in 2024 with a 3-1 record, 9 strikeouts, 50 batters total he faced.
Pitch misses in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the San Diego Bombers, a nonprofit summer college baseball team in their first season as part of the California Collegiate League. They're starting off as an affiliate, and they're also playing in the Western Baseball Association in San Diego for their 3rd season. That started in 2023 and has been ongoing up until now. They're part of the 501c3 nonprofit organization, North County Sports Group. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Aiden Harrison. Fastball misses inside. The team was established in 2023, and they are community building team and a great summer experience in San Diego County. They bring talented players worldwide. There's a fly ball to center field. Tommy Kendlinger drifts back to make the catch for the out.
Yeah, showing off his range quite a bit. But the Oaks here in control as it's the 4th inning between the Blues and the Riptide. Still just a 1-0 lead for the Riptide. And the Blues, they just clinched a playoff spot last night after beating the Oaks 11-4. So the playoffs are pretty much set in the North Division. The Sonoma Stompers, the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and in 3rd is going to be the Slow Blues. Just in the South, trying to figure out who's number 1.
Left side, nice play by Hawley, ranging to his left as he throws to first for the out end. Oaks have a new first baseman. It's Jake Schwartz taking over at first base for Devin Wilkes. Yeah, Wilkes, he struggled at the plate today, went 0 for 4. But Schwartz, another day at first base. We've seen him do very well there. So there's 2 outs now here in the top of the 7th inning. That one misses upstairs, goes to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes to Flynn Barnes, who is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and then got picked off his last time up. Did not live on the bases to see a pitch. That one misses inside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes to Flynn Barnes. So Regan Gale, he's not a guy who has really been hurt a lot this season in terms of his performances. He deals a strike on the outer part of the plate. He's allowed just 4 total runs this season. 3 of those are earned. And 3 of those runs, all the earned runs, came on July 11th in the 7-6 loss against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Oaks lost that game in walk-off fashion on a walk-off rundown. So it's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Flynn Barnes with 2 outs. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Barnes was about ready to start walking to first, but he's still at the plate to see at least 1 more pitch. A full count on Barnes. 3-2. In the dirt for ball 4, so a 2-out walk to Flynn Barnes. He's on base for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, just patience at the plate right there by Barnes. As they're going to head to the top of the 5th in that game, and the Riptide and the Blues still 1-0. So now just 4 innings down there in Sinchammer Park for the Blues to pull off a comeback. Right now the Oaks have been in control of this one pretty much since the first pitch. Gabe Howard had a great first 6 innings. Regan Gale trying to do the same.
There's a strike on the outside corner too. Got a pinch hitter for Blake Mitchell at the plate, as it is going to be Gianluca Finelli. There's another strike on the outer part of the plate. A sophomore at San Diego Mesa College. Batting in the 9th spot is Barnes at first with 2 outs. The 0-2, swing and a miss. So it's a strikeout. Johnson threw to first, but it doesn't matter because Finelli struck out. So now we head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch at George Sparky Anderson Field. We'll be back. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Oaks come up to bat. Trevor Morgan he enters his first, what he hopes to be his first complete inning of work as he deals a ball inside to Zach Mora. Well, Trevor Morgan threw 2 pitches in the bottom of the 6th inning to finish off what was a frustrating 2-run inning for the Bombers on defense. So there's a strike on the outer part of the plate. Trevor Morgan making his 3rd pitching appearance of the season. He made his first appearance on July 12th, so less than a month ago, against the Orange County Riptide. He was the losing pitcher in that game. He's 0-1 on the season. It's Mora set a strike on the inner part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Trevor Morgan has seen action against the Riptide as well as the MLB Academy Barons. He most recently pitched on July 18th in a 9-5 loss. That one misses upstairs. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Mora. So bottom of the 7th inning, Oaks leading 7-0. Grounder left side, just foul outside the 3rd base bag.
Yeah, that was just by a hair as it veered to the left. Would have been probably good for a double for Mora.
So an even 2-2 count on Zach Mora. Yeah, that is a ball that he would leg out to second base. 2-2. Ground ball to short. Thomas Williams throws to first for the out. That now brings up Jonah Dawson. Dawson reached on an error by the center fielder Fishbow his last time up. He is 0 for 2 on the day with 1 RBI. Recorded an RBI ground out back in the second inning as Tommy Kenlinger waits on deck. That one is fouled off to the right side. No balls and 1 strike. Well, Trevor Morgan, he has been pitching pretty efficiently for the Bombers. Has not allowed any trouble. Misses upstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now on Jonah Dawson. One. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jonah Dawson coming off a very strong season at Cal Lutheran with 36 hits. 1-2 on the way. Misses upstairs. It's now an even 2-2 count on Dawson. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Dawson goes down via way of the K, and Trevor Morgan has his first strikeout, 2 down.
Yeah, went upstairs with that one as Dawson chased the high cheese. It's back-to-back batters, back-to-back gone.
Well, the Oaks riding on a very strong performance by Gabe Howard. He struck out 6 batters through 6 innings, did not allow a run. Bombers have yet to get on the board. Well, here is Tommy Kenlinger. Flies that one foul out of play, 0-1. Well, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Kenlinger has had a good day at the plate. He's 2 for 4, a triple, and an RBI single. The 0-1. That one drops in there for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, an update in the Blues and Riptide. It's now 3-0 Riptide. It was a 2 RBI double by Bradley Navarro in the top of the 5th inning. Brought home 2 runners. It's now a 3-0 ball game.
0-2. High and outside. It's now a 1-2 count on Tommy Kenlinger.
That'd actually be Jake Lambden, who hit the RBI.
Jake Lambden is a magician at shortstop. We have seen him shine all the time when we've seen the Riptide play the Oaks. 1-2 fouled away again.
Yeah, I don't know if he likes to make anything routine for himself.
That's the beauty of baseball, too, when you get an opportunity to sort of showboat defensively or at the plate.
Oh, yeah.
It speaks volume on you as a player and a person. Fastball misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Kenlinger. Lucas Danuitz waits on deck for the Oaks. Another guy who's been instrumental at the plate today and all season for the Oaks. 2-2 misses in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We've got a full count here.
Yeah, good job by Kenlinger fighting back in the count. Was down 0-2, now up to a full count. With 2 outs, has 2 RBIs on the day and a single and a triple.
Three-two on the way. Little outside for a 2-out walk, so Kenlinger on first with 2 outs. That's the first base runner allowed by Trevor Morgan.
Yeah, that was strong. That was strong right there by Tommy Kenlinger. Coming back in the count, down 0-2.
Brings up Lucas Danuitz, who is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single and also a sac bunt his last time up. He pops that one up in foul territory, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, first baseman Barnes just completely lost that. I would probably suggest wearing some sunglasses next time.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have room anyway, but yeah, as someone who has been wearing sunglasses for about 13 years, I'm going to say now, started in 4th grade, they help. They help a lot.
I used to just look in the sun sometimes, though. You know?
Oh. Okay, Galileo, I see you.
Well, that's why I wear contacts now. So.
Oh, there you go. No balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Kendlinger takes the turnaround second, ends up holding. So a 2-out single by Danuitz right behind a walk.
Yeah, had to put the hard brakes right there. Kendlinger just ran past second base and didn't realize that the ball wasn't hit that too far into center field as the center fielder Fishbow was able to come up, and still Kendlinger gets back safely, but certainly had a brake check.
Now brings up Jacob Galloway, who is 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Popped out his last time up, but it's 2 on with 2 out. 7-0 Oaks. Misses downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Kendlinger at second, Danuitz at first. That pair, great speed on the bases. 1-0. Misses upstairs. It's now a 2-0 count on Jacob Galloway. Well, the Bombers have not given their dugout much to cheer about at all, really, today. Oaks have been exploding at the plate today. That one is popped up into shallow left field, and it's the shortstop Thomas Williams on the outfield grass who makes the catch. Well, it's 7-0 Oaks still. We now head to the 8th inning. We'll be back. Here we are now in the 8th inning in the final game of the regular season for both the San Diego Bombers and the Conejo Oaks. As leading off for the Bombers in this inning will be Lucas Bonham, the leadoff batter, top of the order for the Bombers. There's a strike on the inside corner. A balls and 1 strike. San Diego Bombers, a nonprofit team led by head coach Scott Stanley, as well as the pitching coach Bennett Perry and assistant coach Chase Bowen, as that one is fouled away. It's now an 0-2 count on Bonham. And the Riptide still leading 3-0 against the San Luis Obispo Blues. That game is now in the bottom of the 5th inning at Sinsheimer Park in San Luis Obispo. Chopper up the middle. Goes a long way, hits the bag. Mora throws to first, not quite in time.
And that should not take away from one heck of a play by Zach Moore. I mean, his best Statue of Liberty impersonation to go upstairs and grab that one. Fortunately, the throw just a little bit not in time, but wow.
Yeah, Bonham had the wheels to beat it out. But, yeah, what a play by Mora, who that ball actually hit off the second base bag and went up into his glove. But, yeah, what a play by Mora. Just comes up a little short of throwing Bonham out. So that now brings up Thomas Williams, and we'll see if that strikes a spark for the Bombers this inning. They have been quiet at the plate today. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Well, Williams 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of flyouts, and he bounced into a fielder's choice his last time up. Check on Bonham at first. He gets back safely. Jake Schwartz in his second inning at first base. Other than that, the defense has remained about the same today for the Oaks. 0-1 misses downstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Thomas Williams. So Bonham has his 3rd hit of the day. He's now 3 for 4. That one is chopped backwards, and we'll set the count now to 1-2. The San Diego Bombers team, in their 3rd game against the Oaks, have not put up too much of a fight. 1-2 fouled to the right side, right next to the Bombers dugout. Regan Gale in his 2nd inning of work allowed just 1 walk last inning, struck out 1 batter. It's been one of the stronger pitchers for the Oaks this season. So that one is fouled away beyond the batting cages to the left side. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Thomas Williams. Nobody out, and Bonham at first. 1-2. Chopper to the right side. Jonah Dawson takes the hop and throws to first for out number 1.
Yeah, good job right there by Dawson.
Dawson, a guy we've seen him this season in left field, second base, and third base. And for Cal Lutheran, he's also played first base. Brings up now Dylan Fishbow for the Bombers, the center fielder. He is hitless so far. Bombers with a runner at second and 1 out, and time is called as Nolan Johnson will head out to the mound to talk to Gale.
Well, I'll give you this update. The Blues had a real opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. Had 2 guys on, hit into a double play, and then left 1 guy stranded. So a tough out right there as the Riptide still leading 3-0 as they head to the 6th.
Runner at second, 1 out. First pitch. A swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike on Dylan Fishbow. Well, Fishbow lined out to short his last time up, and that was a very nice catch that we saw from Zach Mora. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, Gale has really come on into his own here as he's taken over for Howard. Just allowed 2 total base runners and 1 1/3 innings pitched.
0-2 on the way. Soft ground ball to short, and Zach Mora will throw to first, and the throw pulls Jake Schwartz off the bag. So Bombers catch a little break right there. It is an error on Zach Mora. That's the first error we've seen from the Oaks today, and from what I saw, it looked like Lucas Bonham did sort of a nice job trying to make it a little more challenging for Mora to make the play.
Yeah, we've seen those that kind of play just a few times with the Oaks where a throw either from third base or shortstop pulls off the first baseman. We've seen Nolan Johnson a few times be able to quickly react and tag still the runner, but that one was a little tough for Schwartz. Fastball strike right down the pipe to Jeremy Jones, the designated hitter.
Well, Jones is 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles. He was a strikeout victim his last time up. First and third, one out, the 0-1. Fastball strike, catches the outside corner, 0-2. So it's Bonham at third and Fishbow at first with one out here in the top of the 8th. 0-2, a fastball outside, 1-2 the count now. Bombers chasing 7 runs. They do have a couple runners on base, certainly a chance to score. There's a fastball outside. It's now 2-2 on Jeremy Jones. Runners at the corners, one out. 2-2 from Gale. Swing and a miss. And Regan Gale now with his second strikeout. 2 down.
Yeah, that was a great job by Gale to get him to chase outside. Probably not the best pitch in his arsenal, but I mean, Jones really wanted to hit.
That now brings up James Derflinger, the right fielder. He is hitless on the day so far, 0 for 3. He struck out swinging his last time up. Runners at the corners, 2 outs now. A swing and a miss, 0-1, and with 2 outs, it makes it a lot more challenging to score with a runner at third because, you know, with less than 2 outs, there's a lot of different ways you could bring a runner home, like with a sacrifice, but with 2 outs, the sacrifice is out of the picture. There's a line drive, caught on a hop by Mora at short. He throws to first to complete the inning, and Regan Gale is out of trouble. We now head to the bottom of the 8th inning, which, if all goes well for the Oaks in this game, that would be their last offensive inning. We'll be right back. After 7.5 innings, it's still 7-0 Oaks as the Oaks bat for what they would hope to be their final time in the regular season. It leads 7-0 on 9 hits and just 1 error on the day for the Oaks. It'll be Tyler Holly, Nolan Johnson, and Landon West due up for the Oaks this inning. Well, Tyler Holly has 1 hit on the day. He singled back in the first inning as that one is popped back foul and out of play. So no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, both these games hold at their current spot. It would be, the Oaks would be back in action on Tuesday.
0-1 is fouled away to the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the Riptide leading 3-0 over the San Luis Obispo Blues in the top of the 6th inning in slow. As we take you through the remainder of the 8th inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks, California. 0-2 misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Tyler Hawley, it's been a force to be reckoned with at the plate as well as at third base for the Oaks this season. 1-2. That one is fouled off to the right side of the screen. So still 1-2. Nolan Johnson waits on deck for the Oaks. As it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morgan delivers, it's in the dirt and goes to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oaks are 2-0 against the Bombers this season. 2-2. Fouled away outside the stadium. Still 2-2. Trevor Morgan threw his first complete inning of work in the 7th inning. He pitched well, allowed just a couple base runners. That one is fouled off to the left side. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Hawley. He's putting up a very nice at-bat against Morgan. To this point has thrown an inning and a third. So that one misses upstairs. The count's now full on Tyler Hawley. Yeah, Trevor Morgan in the bottom of the 7th inning retired the first 2 batters, allowed a walk and a single, and got out of the inning. 2-2 on the way. Fouled away to the right side, still 2-2.
Yeah, good fight put up here by Tyler Hawley as Morgan now in his 3rd appearance this summer. Just joined the team back on July 12th, where he was a pitcher to record. It's just his 1 loss of the season, 0-1 on the season. Pitched 1 1/3 innings.
That misses upstairs. It's a leadoff walk to Tyler Hawley, so Hawley wins that battle against Trevor Morgan and is on first to start the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, back-to-back walks, back-to-back plate appearances for Hawley. Left stranded last time, as the Oaks will try to add more to this lead that is already a big 7-0.
Brings up Nolan Johnson, who looks at a ball upstairs, 1-0. Well, Nolan Johnson with a couple of hits on the day. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles. That came in the 5th and 6th inning. It's Hawley at first, nobody out. 1-0. Drops in there for a strike. It's an even 1-1 count.
Yeah, good changeup right there by Morgan on the inside. Made Johnson hesitate.
1-1. Slapped foul to the right side. It's now a 1-2 count on Nolan Johnson. Well, looks like Jax Jimenez is actually in the on-deck circle for the Oaks, so he'll be taking over for, he'll be pinch hitting for Landon West. Pickoff throw to first, and Hawley gets back safely.
Yeah, we saw Landon West get belted in the back in the 6th inning. Could be a reason. And he looked to be in some good pain, so imagine it's just precautionary as still baseball after this.
That one is fouled back by Nolan Johnson. Still a 1-2 count. I mean, we've talked about the way Nolan Johnson has stepped up this season, especially, you know, given the circumstances of him having to watch his brother go down with an injury almost 2 months ago against the MLB Academy Barons. 1-2. In the air to center field, Dylan Fishbow is there to make the catch.
Yeah, didn't really have to move out of his post in center field to make that one.
So Jax Jimenez is going to pinch hit for Landon West. West finishes the day 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch, and as you were saying, it may have been a precautionary move as West was hit square in the back. There's a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Well, Jax Jimenez with 1 home run on this season. That was back on June 25th against the Arroyo Seco Saints right here at George Sparky Anderson Field. As there's a check on Holly at first.
Yeah, certainly a player with a lot of power.
No balls and 1 strike. Another check on first. Well, Jax Jimenez saw some pretty productive action out in left field. It's certainly a very eventful day for him as he laid out and made what appeared to be a diving catch, but it was ruled that he did not have full control of the ball. There's a fly ball in the air to right center field, in the gap and on the track, and it's misplayed by James Derflinger. On his way to third is Holly. He will stop there. Jimenez into second base. And so the Oaks have runners at second and third with 1 out.
Yeah, hard to tell exactly if it was the wind or the sun, but he just kind of ducked away at the last second when the ball was coming down.
Might have been the sun, and I believe they do rule it a hit. It did not appear to have touched Derflinger's glove. Yeah, it's just a tough play to be a part of out there in right field. Second and third with 1 out. Jake Schwartz getting his first step out of the day as he took over defensively for Devin Wilkes. Looks at ball 1 downstairs. One ball and no strikes. Morgan deals, and it's high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes now on Jake Schwartz. Well, Schwartz, about as much of a utility player as a left-hander can be, an outfielder and a first baseman. Second and third with 1 out. Pitch on the way. Misses downstairs. It's now a 3-0 count on Schwartz. So Holly the runner at third and Jax Jimenez the runner at second base. 3-0 bounced foul to the left side. So it's now a 3-1 count on Schwartz. Trevor Morgan looking to work his way out of trouble. He was able to very quickly finish off the 6th inning for the Bombers. That misses low for ball 4, so that'll load the bases now with 1 out.
Yeah, brings up Zach Mora, who already has an RBI today, along with a double and 2 runs. Looking to add more to his season totals here in the final game of the season, final regular season game.
Yeah, Zach Mora 1 for 3 on the day with a walk and an RBI. Bases loaded, 1 out. That misses down and away for a ball. Holly, Jimenez, and Schwartz, the runners. It's a 7-0 lead already. That one's lifted in the air to left center field, and the catch is made out there by Finelli, and coming to the plate is Holly, and he will score as the ball makes contact with him. Every runner tags up. So it's a sacrifice fly for Zach Mora to make it an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, second RBI of the day. It was a good throw over from Finelli out in left field, but yeah, just got caught behind the incoming Tyler Holly.
Now brings up Jonah Dawson. He is 0 for 3 on the day so far. It's now second and third with 2 outs. 8-0 lead for the Oaks. That one is fouled away to the right side. 0-1. Well, the story really has been the runs so far, and also Gabe Howard for the Oaks today. A 1 is poked foul away beyond the stadium. So it's now an 0-2 count on Jonah Dawson. So Jimenez now at third with Schwartz at second base with 2 outs. The 0-2. That misses outside. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tommy Kenlinger waits on deck for the Oaks. 1-2. Check swing, and they say he went around, so a strikeout will end the inning. The Oaks add another run. It's 8-0. Last chance for the Bombers. We'll be right back. Top of the 9th inning, last chance for the Bombers. They are down to their last 3 outs of the season as Regan Gale enters his 3rd inning of work. He has thrown 2 shutout innings in relief so far. Is there to face another, and a strike on the outside corner. Leading off for the Bombers this inning is Aiden Harrison. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Flew out to center field his last time up. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2 on Harrison. Well, Regan Gale has faced a total of 9 batters on the day. He has allowed just 1 hit, 3 base runners to his name. And the 0-2. Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. 3-pitch strikeout to start the 9th inning, 1 down.
Yeah, strong framing job right there by Nolan Johnson. Pulls it into the strike zone just on the tip.
Now brings up Griffin Zitko, who is 0 for 3 on the day so far. Zitko grounded out his last time up. It's a strike on the upper part of the zone. Well, I mentioned earlier in the game, but as someone who has covered Kalu baseball for the past 4 years, I'm good friends with Griffin Zitko, who recently committed to Stevens Institute of Technology after graduating with his undergrad degree from Cal Lutheran. No balls, 2 strikes, and that misses outside. It's now 1-2 on Zitko. Zitko has been a catcher all 3 years at Kalu. 1-2, a swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt, and Johnson will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. Well, it all comes down now to Flynn Barnes as the Bombers down to their last out, as Oaks 1 out away from finishing their regular season on a high note after what really was a frustrating week overall this past week. A strike on the outside corner, and I'd say the bulk of that frustration came to 3 consecutive losses to the Orange County Riptide. They found relief on Friday with a walk-off win against the Blues. There's a fastball high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Barnes on the day is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. That one misses inside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Barnes. Two outs in the top of the 9th inning. 2-1, misses downstairs. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, Gabe Howard, the pitcher of record for the Oaks, and Sanford, the pitcher of record for the Bombers, as Barnes fouls that one off of himself, and we've got ourselves a full count. Should it go any farther, Gianluca Finelli waits on deck. That one's lifted in the air to left field, and chases Henry Borjas back some steps. He makes the catch, and that'll do it. Oaks win 8-0. They finish the regular season with a 24-13 record in the CCL South, and they really took care of business against the Bombers today. And we welcome you back up to the broadcast booth. Well, been saying it all game, the Oaks looking to finish this season on a high note. They shut out the San Diego Bombers 8-0. And, you know, you got to start with Gabe Howard. 6 shutout innings, 6 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched this game. That is his game high this season. And the Oaks, their offense got going right away, scoring runs in the 2nd inning and later 3 in the 4th inning, and 2 more in the 6th, and they added a nice little insurance run in their half of the 8th inning. But yeah, what did you just make overall today of the Oaks' last game?
This is a strong way to end the season, an exclamation mark, especially when, we've talked about the week was tough. And this was obviously an opponent that's not going to see playoff baseball. But for the Oaks, it's just a way to get your body warm, ready for what comes this week. And we don't know exactly what exactly is going to be that. But, yeah, Gabe Howard, that's what you expect when you have an all-star arm on the mound. He was highly effective, 6 strikeouts. He's been doing it all season. And they're certainly going to need strong pitching as whoever they may play, Saints on Tuesday, potentially the Riptide on Wednesday.
Well, I will tell you the Riptide are currently in the lead 3-0 over the San Luis Obispo Blues in the top of the 7th inning, but you'll have an official update on that game later today. Until then, alongside Judo Kanyas, my name is Sammy Fawn, and we want to thank all of our viewers for all of your support all season long. We want to thank our spectacular crew. We want to thank McKenna Solis, Rebecca Wilson, and the entire Conejo Oaks coaching staff from David Solis, Scott Rudinsky, Jose Valle, and just everyone on staff. And until then, we will see you sometime this